Hello, 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 beautiful, beautiful souls. I want to talk to you about something that kind of starts hitting really hard and close to home for a lot of folks come this time of year. Graduation. Graduation for the class of 2024 is upon us. Across the nation, we have individuals graduating or coming right up on their graduation here over the course of the month. Y'all, first of all, if you are one of these graduates or you've recently graduated, congratulations. You should be so proud of yourself for this extraordinary accomplishment. And before y'all start nagging, going, oh, everybody does it. It was nothing. I had to. Not everybody does it, by the way. I'm just saying, not everyone does it. But you did it. And you should be proud. However, today, I want to talk mostly to mom and dad. So, to all my amazing graduate parents out there, today this conversation's for you. All right, I'm just saying. All right. Your baby is graduating. Congratulations. You made it to adulthood with your child. Like, just that by itself, y'all should be giving yourself a pat on the back. Seriously, give yourself a pat. Congratulate yourself because you survived it. Your kids survived it. You did amazing. All right, you did the best that you could to the best that you knew how. And that is an extraordinary feat. However, there's some of us that experience this. Oh shit, my baby's graduating. Oh no, my baby's leaving. My baby's leaving. No, come back. Don't leave me. Okay, so if you can relate to this, I want you to drop down in the comments, give me a high five, and go, I don't know what I'm going to do. My kid is going away. All right, so I am talking to you today as the proud mama of 5 kids. I have one adult child, and my next is coming right up on her graduation next year. However, I want to talk to you for a second because graduation is this very interesting experience for a parent. Okay, so there is a point in time when we're raising our kids that we don't realize that something happens. Okay, there's something that happens when they're babies. We are so excited every time they start doing something new. We're like, oh yes. And then your baby falls down and they're like, oh no, it's the end of the world. Oh no, save me. It's all the drama. It's Armageddon. It's doomsday, And it's the end. Oh no, where's mom and dad? This is coming out so weird, guys. I apologize. This is coming out really weird for some reason now. All right. Mom and dad, though, they're not worried. Why is that? Why is it that mom and dad's not worried? Well, they're not worried because they know that kid's going to be okay. They know this is just a little tiny tumble. And in life, we're going to have a whole bunch of tumbles. All right, so why is graduation so hard? Graduation is so hard for so many parents because the years go by so quickly. And we get so wrapped up in the complications of everything and all the parts of life that we forget to stop living our life. We forget to be present in our life. You know what? That's not always a good thing. I'm just saying. And it's in those moments that we look back and we're like, oh, we wish we'd spent more time with our kids. We wish we'd gone out and done this more. We look back on it with regrets. But we forget to acknowledge in those moments how much effort and time we put forward to give our kids the best that we could give them. Can I get a hell yeah? I understand. I understand that. I relate. And we don't realize how fast the years are going by because our children are growing so fast. So fast. And it is an honor to watch our kids grow up. It is extraordinary to watch them grow up. And as a parent, that first time they started walking, yeah. Do you remember how you used to stand them up in the middle of the room and walk away? You'd kneel down, you're just like, come on, you can do it. You can do it. Come on, I'm right here. And you'd encourage them and encourage them and encourage them and encourage them. And that child was terrified. They're like, what are you doing, you mad lady? Get over here. I can't do this on my own. Like, I'm not you. I can't do it. It's scary. And they fall down. They fall down. And to that child, in that moment, they felt, it's doomsday. It's horrible. It's terrifying. And you go over and you love them better. And you're just like, it's okay. And you stand them back up. And you walk away again. Now, if we could read our children's minds, especially at that age, it'd probably be filled with a whole lot of cussing. A whole lot of rick 'em, rack 'em, frack 'em, like, sound like Yosemite Sam, like, dirty, rotten bastard. Like, what are you doing to me? I thought you loved me. You don't love me. You don't like me. You hate me. You want me to get hurt. You want me to fall down. But that's not the point. The point of standing your child up in the middle of the floor and walking away is because our children have to learn how to walk for themselves. But more than that, they have to learn how to fall and how to stand back up and start walking again. We taught them independence when they were children. We taught them how to take the world on, how to survive the world. But more than how to just survive the world, we taught them to thrive. We taught them to thrive in this world through their independent actions. And we encouraged that. But there's a tipping point. As our children start to grow up, we realize that somewhere in the midst of them learning to walk, to that point where they're walking down to get their diploma, they're actually walking away from us. Now, that's terrifying for a parent. That is absolutely terrifying for a parent. It is. So, let's back it up a little bit. Do you remember belly time? Do you remember belly time? I remember belly time. So at about 3 months, you start rolling your baby over onto their belly. It's called belly time. That first time you put a baby over on their belly, they're like, this is the worst thing in the entire world that has just happened. I can't see anybody. I don't know this world. All there is just a rug and it's like this far away from my face. Like, I can't see anybody. I don't know where you are. The world is black. It's horrible and it's uncomfortable. They all like this, and they scream and they bawl and they kick and they squirm and they scream and they bawl and they kick and they squirm. Well, mom and dad, they just kind of laugh and they articulate them around. You pop one arm up like this, you pull the other arm up like this, like push with this arm, and you pull this leg up, and the next time they kick, they push, and they squirm, they roll back over. And then they're like, oh, what just happened? I don't ever want to do that again. That was horrible. Like, why don't you love me? And you coddle them, and you love them, and you comfort them, and you are smiling the whole time down on them. All right. You're smiling down and you're just like, it's okay. It's okay. See, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. How many of you ever said that to your kid? Now I want you to think for a second. Now you roll them back over onto your belly. You just put them back in that horrible position again. And they're not happy. They're not happy. You know, kick and they scream and they bawl and they squirm. And slowly, in the very beginning, you move their arms back up into place and they pop their leg back up. And they kick, they squirm, they roll back over. Well, generally about the third or the fourth time you do this, here's a thought for you. Can you imagine what your kid is thinking inside their head about that point in time? I'm serious. Can you even begin to imagine the dirty cuss words that baby would be saying to you in that moment? You just roll them over onto their belly. And I'll tell you what, the nearest comparison I can think of, because babies have this great big roly-poly belly. They look almost like Santa Claus. Now, being someone that has birthed 5 kids, if you were to roll me over on my belly when I was like 8, 9 months long, like, oh dear Lord, there would have been hell to pay for somebody. I'm just saying. Like, you can't even breathe when you're standing up at that point. You roll me over onto my belly and I'm that big. Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. Hell no. Could you imagine what your kid is saying? Can you imagine what that baby is saying? Why are you doing this? Why do you hate me? Why do you not love me? Why do you keep leaving me? Because their whole world is just what they can see right in front of them. To them, that's all that exists. It's just what they can see. They have to see it. Like, it's like a whole new definition of blinders, man. Whole new definition of blinders. All right? Not to mention the sheer discomfort of having that great big old tummy going. All right. So you roll them over on their belly again, and they kick and they squirm, and you help articulate their limbs back into the proper position, and they kick themselves back over again. All right. You do this enough times. Practice. Practice makes perfect. We've heard this our whole life. Do this enough times, and eventually they begin to remember that they have to move this arm. They got to move this arm. They got to move their legs so they can kick themselves back over. They learn. Pretty soon they're crawling. And it's the same thing. You pop them up into that crawl position and kind of help them wiggle along the first couple times to show them how to move their limbs so they can actually do it. And every time they do it on their own, as a parent, you're just like, yes, yes. Like, this is amazing. Look at this. But the first few times that you put your child through it, that's hell. It's the scariest damn thing in the world. Now, when they start crawling, it's when they first start falling. How many times have you propped a kid up on their hands and their knees and they started to crawl and their limbs slip out from underneath them because they don't know how to really work them? That's scary. For that baby, that's scary. And for mom and dad, they kind of just laugh because they're just like, I know this baby's fine. Baby doesn't know that though. Baby's terrified. Mom, dad, they're laughing. They're like, yeah, this is the funniest thing in the world. That's so cute. Like, look at you. You're so cute. You're like crying and bawling. You're so cute. Yeah. So, prop them back up. And eventually they get the hang of it. Pretty soon they start pulling themselves up on furniture. And they're scooching their little tush. Well, why that word? Oh my God. Okay, let me rephrase that because that was... Yeah. All right. So they start pulling themselves up on furniture and they're scooting along the furniture, working their way along. They're learning how to move their legs, how to walk, but they're too afraid to let go. And in the beginning, they are too wobbly. Like they've got to learn balance, man. They got to figure out how to keep them legs underneath them. It's a brand new skill. And so far, they've learned it by watching you. And pretty soon, it gets to the point where they get good enough where you can walk along and they're holding onto your fingers. You can walk along like this. And in the very beginning, once again, you show them how. You kind of help them scooch this foot, scooch that foot in the very beginning. And you're teaching them. You're hands-on teaching them. They've watched you do it. Now you're showing them how to move their limbs so that they can do it. You're standing there and you're holding them so that supporting them so they don't fall. You've got them. They're not going anywhere. Well, you as someone that's lived it, someone that has been walking your whole life essentially, you know how to do it. You're just like, yeah, just like this. You got this, baby. You got this, baby. Come on. You got this. All right. So eventually you start taking a hand away. And at first that child's like, what are you doing? Like, I need that other hand. This is a scary world. What if I fall? What if I fall? All right, as a parent, we know they're going to fall. We know they're going to fall, guys. We know it. But are we scared of it? No. Been there, done that thing. We know that they're going to be okay if they do. And second, we're always there to catch them in the times that they truly need us, okay? So, pretty soon, you're walking along, and they got one hand. They're holding on to that one finger, and you're walking along with them. Pretty soon, their balance gets good enough that you know that they're stable enough on their own feet. They can do it on their own. So back to the very beginning of this conversation. It's when you pop them in the middle of the floor and you walk away, right? All right, so you walk away, and this kid, once again, screaming. Sometimes they're screaming. Other times they just look at you completely bewildered, going, what are you doing? Why are you leaving me? I can't do this on my own. Like, all the negative things that we as adults tell ourselves, when we're facing something scary, that baby's telling themselves. Going, what are you doing? This is scary. I can't do this by myself. I have to have you. I need your hand. I need your hand. I need your hand. I need your hand. But they don't need our hand. And we know that. Excuse me. That just wouldn't go away. All right. So they don't need our hand. We know that. We can see it. We've been watching them. We've felt how they've wiggled and pulled on our hand as they were going along, walking side by side with them. All right? We've been there, side by side with them the whole time. All right. You see it? You've got the baby standing in the middle of the floor, and you walk back. You kneel down, you're just like, come on, you can do this. You can do this, you can do this. And you encourage them the whole time. You've got this big smile on your face, and inside your heart, you're just like, yeah, they can do it, you can do it, come on. Like, you just want to, turn into their biggest cheerleader in the entire world, like you're at a national sports, the words are not flowing. I apologize. Like, you're at the biggest sports game ever. And you're just like, yeah, you can do this. Do it. Yes, yes, yes. But you can't do that with a little baby because they'd be like, you're scary. I don't want to go to you. That's scary. All right. So generally they fall down the very first time. They won't even try to take a step. Not always. Not always. Okay. But a lot of children, they just sit back down. They're just like, nope. But that falling back onto their butt, that's scary too. All right? They just fell down. What's mom and dad do? We go over and we stand back up. And then we walk away again. And go, come on. You can do it. Walk over to me. Walk to me. Now, they finally get to the point where they're confident enough to take that first step. Yeah? Take that first step, and they may land it. They may land it. But they're so scared. They know how to walk. They know how to walk. But they no longer have something to hang on to, something to hold on to in order to do it. They have to walk on their own 2 feet with nothing else. With nothing else. So they may land that first step, but they're so wobbly because they're so afraid. Half the time they fall down. All right? And then it's the end of the world again. It's, all the screaming, all the bawling. Like, you don't love me kind of aspects. And like, why would you let this happen to me? Why? Mom and Dad, we laugh because it's so damn cute. And we know that they're learning. We know that they're growing. We know that their confidence is growing. Even though they just fell down, they know that they're going to be okay. We know that they're going to be okay. Not to mention, they've got a lot of padding there, okay? I'm just saying. Anyway, you stand them back up again. And you're just like, it's okay. And you comfort them. And then you walk away again. All right? So eventually they get to the point where they finally run to you. They finally run up to you. And then they're just like, oh, I did it. You know they're going to trip. You know they're going to fall the first few times. And you know there's going to be many times that they're going to trip and they're going to fall down like over the years. You know that's going to happen. But why do we push our children to walk so much? Because we know that in order to be successful and to thrive, that our children must learn how to stand up, fall down, pull themselves back up again, and walk. They must know how to do these things, physically and metaphorically, in life, in order to be successful and to thrive. All right? But here's the kicker. In the process of teaching our children how to be independent, how to start walking, how to become mobile, how we encourage that, it creates something unintentional for parents. It does. It does. Do you want to know what that is? It is just sheer independence. Independence means essentially the first time your child takes a step, it's their first step of walking away from you. And somewhere along the lines, as parents, we realize that. Maybe you've never put it together in this particular frame of thought. But we realize that at some point in time, that our children are walking away from us. But it actually started clear back when we first encouraged them to start moving on their own. They started moving away from us clear back then. Because they started to learn that they could do these things themselves. And we encouraged that. That's good. That's healthy. That's healthy development. These are things they need to know how to do. Right? Right? Yeah. All right. So, to quote my own daughter, or actually, let me back up. We know they're going to trip. We know they're going to fall. But we also know that they're going to be okay. And as a parent, when our children are young, they're always somewhere within our frame of view. They start getting a little bit older, we can always hear our kids. We know what our kids are doing. This tiniest little subtle sound carrying on the wind will bring a mother running full bore to her child because she knows there's something wrong. Because we're very in tune to our children. All right? It's It's part of us. All right? Here's the problem, though. When our kids grow up and they prepare for leaving home, that's when it hits mom and dads that I don't have any control over my child anymore. I have to let go of my child and let them live their life. Okay, so if you're one of these parents, I want to offer you a little bit of advice. All right? Do you remember teaching them to walk? Showing them how to move their bodies so that they could begin to learn the skills of walking, of moving. Then we'd stand them in the middle of the room, we'd walk away, and we'd encourage them to come to us. We knew they were going to be okay. Yes, they were going to fall down at times. Yes, they were going to trip and stumble at times. Yes, it was going to be scary as hell. We knew they were going to be terrified when we did it. But it was all going to be okay because the grander picture of the whole thing came together because we knew everything was going to be okay. And in the event, as our children do start walking and they start going, we're always watching. And we will always be there to catch our children when they truly need us. But just because a child falls does not mean they need someone to catch them. If our child doesn't fall, they can't learn that they are going to be okay. This is a life lesson that echoes throughout time. And it starts when we are 3 months old, y'all. Actually, it starts before that. Because we have to start dealing with separation anxiety and suddenly where's mom? Where's my mama? Where's my mama? Seriously, where's that mama? Why did she set me down? Why did she leave me? But then as parents, we experience separation anxiety when they get ready to leave. So, as your child's preparing to leave, remember, your work's not done yet. As a parent, however, your role has changed. You're no longer teaching them how to crawl, how to get up and crawl. You're teaching them how to pull themselves up. You're teaching them how to move their feet, how to actually do the things. That first time your kid has to do taxes, you sit down, you show them. The first time your kid has to deal with any kind of banking system for themselves. As a parent, we sit down, we show them. And then we make them do it themselves. We're always there for guidance. But here's the kicker. Don't offer unsolicited advice. I know that's really hard. It's really hard. It is, because we see them doing things. We're just you don't want to do that. That's not gonna end up good. You don't want to do that. But the moment you tell a teenager or a young adult, don't do that, guess what they're gonna go do? They're gonna go do the damn thing. Okay? You don't want to do that. They're gonna go do it. Don't do that. They're gonna go do it. Okay? Don't offer unsolicited advice. Now, see, here's the change from being a minor under your care to officially an adult and on their own, independent, making their own mistakes in life. We have to zip it. don't offer unsolicited advice. If you do this, if you practice not offering advice that is not asked for with your children, it shows them that you respect them. Now, by all means, don't just completely cut them off and just stop talking to them. Reassure them, no different than when they first started walking, that you're always there to help them. But it's their turn to step out into the world and to learn for themselves. It's their turn to go out and experience it themselves. All right? It's their turn. And you will always be there to catch them when they truly need you. But all those little bumps, those little tumbles, you know that they're going to be okay. They can do this. All right? They can do this. So encourage them. Give them all the love, comfort, and support that they need. Encourage them to get going. Encourage them to make that next scary step, because it is scary. They're standing in the middle of the room with nothing to hold on to. They don't know where they want to go. But having said that, at that point in time, when your kid walks out of the high school or the college, they're just like, yes, yes, I can do anything. I'm my own boss. I'm going to go explore the world. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. It's exciting. It's mom and dad that are scared. It's mom and dad that are scared. But I want to remind you of something. Remember, first time your kids started walking, and you're just, remember how scared they were. You knew they were okay, but remember how scared they were and how much they hated it. Why would we do that to our children? Because we know they're going to be okay. We know this is something that they have to have for life. But it's scary. This is challenging work that your child is having to do. Now, as an adult, us like having to learn how to do something new, or God forbid, we fall down, metaphorically or physically, actually, falling down in these later years rather hurts. But then having said that, our children think it's absolutely hilarious. Like mom or dad falls down and they're like, oh, your kids are just over there busting their gut. They think it's the funniest damn thing in the world. They fall down, on the other hand, it's the end of the world. Mom and dad are like, ow. But see, here's the thing. We push our kids to start walking for themselves, to start moving for themselves, to start being independent at a very, very young age, because they need that. And we need that. We cannot be their caretaker for their entire life. Okay? Now, there are exceptions to that. But in general, we are not there to be their constant caretaker, the constant babysitter. The moment your child starts walking, they gain independence. And it's at that time that we have to push them forward, to encourage them to keep going. Because to quote my daughter, children must learn from their own mistakes. I have amazing kids, by the way. All right. Children must learn from their own mistakes. But I would like to tweak that just a little bit. It's not just children. It is people in general. We have to learn from our own mistakes. That is how we grow. That's how we learn. That's how we transform our lives. That's how we start walking and running, jumping, all the amazing things that come thereafter. We cannot experience or learn or do it for our children. We can't learn to walk for our children. We can't learn to fall down for our children. We can't learn to experience walking for our children so that they don't have to go through the heartache and the hardships and the challenges and the fears that come along with learning how to walk for that first time. And they're standing in the middle of the room going, oh shit, what am I gonna do? I can't move because if I move, I'm gonna fall down. And that's terrifying. And I don't have anything to hold on to. Mom or dad is like way over there. Like, what am I gonna do? It's terrifying. They're confused. They don't know what's going on. They don't know where to go. But you're right there in front of them and you're encouraging them and you're right there to catch them. We can't do that for our children. They have to experience that themselves. Children learn from mistakes. You have to let your children learn from their own mistakes. They cannot learn from your mistakes. They can watch you. But I'll tell you what, if you're the one falling down, they're going to be over there laughing and giggling and busting a gut. I'm just saying. I'm just saying because pain is funny when it's somebody else. It's just not funny when it's you. So maybe we need to maybe check that slightly twisted way of thinking. Maybe it's always funny. We just don't think it's funny at the time, okay? Like, how often have you, had this horrible mess up in your life, and you've looked back, and you're just like, oh, you know what? Looking back, that was actually really funny. But in the meantime, you're sitting there spitting venom, and you've got cuss words flying out your mouth left and right, and you're just like, ah! No, I'm just saying. Just saying. All right, so congratulations to all of our graduates. And congratulations to mom and dad. Because you made it. You made it. You successfully raised a child to adulthood. You taught them how to crawl. You taught them how to roll. You taught them how to crawl. You taught them how to stand up on their own, how to fall down and pull themselves back up. You taught them how to walk. You taught them how to talk. You taught them the life lessons that you felt were the most important to them. You did the best that you could with what you knew how to do. And you always showed up and gave them the best that you knew how. The best that you were able to in that very moment. And that is something to be proud of. Don't ever sell yourself short, cut yourself short, because you don't think you did enough. Because you did the best that you could in those moments. And that is something to be absolutely proud of. That is something to be very proud of, my dear. Be proud of that because you did it. And not everybody can. Not everybody can. But we all do the best that we can in the moments that we know how to with what we have. Congratulations. All right. So, I want to say congratulations to the graduates. I want to say congratulations to you. I want to remind mom and dad, don't offer unsolicited advice. Kids, don't be afraid to ask for help. We're still here. We will catch you if you fall. Okay, let me rephrase that. We'll catch you when you need us to. All right? But we know you're going to fall. We know you're going to trip. We know you're going to stumble. That's why we're so scared. Because now you got to go out and make those mistakes all on your own. And we're not right there in IVU. We can't, seriously see you out of the corner of our eye anymore. That's scary for mom and dad. We can't see you out of the corner of our eye. And that is scary. That's scary. That's scary. Because we know there's going to be calamities. We know things are going to go wrong. But at the same time, we also know that you're going to be okay. Deep down inside, we know you're going to be okay. We know things are going to work out exactly as they need to for you. We know that you will end up being the most amazing person that you were meant to be when the time is right for you. We know that when you are wanting to go out and succeed at something, that you can do it. as long as you believe in yourself. And we will be your best cheerleaders. All right? And we will always be there to catch you when you really need us. We will always be there to help pick you back up when you truly need us. But those little tumbles, those little trips, those little falls, just like when you're walking, we're going to have to step back and let you figure it out for your own. The first few times, yeah, Mom and Dad's going to be there. We're going to be there, and we're going to help show you how to do it. After that, you're on your own. And you got to figure it out. You got to figure it out for your own. Because we've already showed you how. You have everything that you need. Everything you need to know in order to be successful. And all of the other things that you don't know yet, you will learn in time, my dear. You'll learn in time. And I'm so proud of you. All right. So, y'all, if this is the first time we've met, my name is Crystal. I'm the proud co-owner and founder here at Mill to Artistry, where every day we are milling art to help bring out your confidence, to inspire your confidence, the confidence to bring out the true, real, amazing you. Speaking for moms and dads, the real mom and dad often hide because that's how we were raised. I'm just saying. I love you. It's time to pull the masks off. It's time to stop hiding. And let's show the world truly how amazing and extraordinary we are, y'all. It's time to show the world how amazing you are. And I want to give you the inspiration, the confidence, the education, the services, and the tools to help make that a little bit easier. From all the jewelry to all of the amazing arts, crafts, and just craftsmanship that we put into everything that are all created from passion and care of our hearts into every detail so that you can look amazing on the outside in your own skin, all the way down to feeling amazing inside and knowing inside what you can truly do. All right, so if you would like to get your graduate some amazing stuff, please swing over to the shop, millartistry.com. I love you very, very much. Congratulations to everyone for making it to this point. Moms and dads, don't offer unsolicited advice. I'm going to say that a few times. No unsolicited advice. You want your child to come home? Don't offer them unsolicited advice, okay? Love, comfort, support, and courage. Yeah. They still need that. They're going out into the world, the real world. It's a scary place out there. They still need you to show them how to do things. But wait until they ask for it. Wait till they ask for it. In the act of waiting till they ask for your help, it helps them grow. Now, I don't mean be completely stingy. That there is a middle ground on everything, right? There's a little leeway on everything, okay? I just want to make that clear. All right. Yeah. All right. So, when you see something's coming up, yeah, go ahead and give a warning every now and then. Just a little heads up. That might not be a good plan. If you want to know more, go ahead and call me back. I wouldn't do that if I were you. That's going to hurt. Like, that's going to hurt. I wouldn't do that if I were you. But if you want to do it, go ahead. Like, I guess. You're alive, right? They have to learn from their own mistakes. No different than you. And all the graduates out there, please be kind and understanding to your parents, because especially if you are their first graduate or you are their last graduate, This is a challenging time for mom and dad. It's a challenging time for mom and dads. It's a challenging time for all of us, okay? We're super proud of you. However, we're terrified, and we got to learn how to live our lives without you. Like, you have consumed our lives for like the last 18 years. What the hell are we supposed to do now? All right, so if you do not already practice your own hobbies as parents, before your children start graduating, investing into things that make you happy, that give you something to do after your children go home, yeah, probably should take up some baking. I'm just saying, take up some baking. You want to learn? I'll teach you how. But it doesn't matter what that is, whether you're going out and gardening, or you're going out fishing, or you're learning how to dance. You're just going out and doing something that brings you light, love, hope, and just prosperity inside your own heart, your own soul. It's going to make the transition a lot easier for you, because you're going to have something to do. Okay? You don't have to wait till you're retired in order to start investing in your own personal future without everybody else around you. Just saying. Invest a little bit of time for yourselves, doing the things that really bring you passion and love in your life, for no other reason than just for yourself. And it's something that you enjoy doing, okay? All right, so we're going to hop out of here. I love you guys. Remember, if I can help you get that perfect piece of jewelry for your graduate, please go check out the shop, mildartistry.com. I truly love and appreciate all your support. It truly helps our small handmade business. And along those lines, please make sure you hit that like button. Drop me some comments down below. I would love to hear from you. And if you're not following us already, I'm just saying you probably should do that. You should probably do that. And on that note, if you're not following all of your favorite creators on all of their social media platforms, you're not subscribed to their newsletters, you guys should do that. You all should do that. That way, if something happens with social media, like, come on, we've got all the drama around social media all the time. Like, you've got the thing happening with TikTok right now. It's old news, guys. I'm sorry, that's old news. It's old news. Because they've been trying to do the exact same thing to Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and all of them for years, okay? I've been trying to do it for years. It's just with TikTok, they've got an excuse. They've got an excuse to push it through. All right? Follow your favorite creators on all their platforms. So you can find us, Mild Artistry, on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest, and YouTube. Most importantly, though, make sure you go jump on our newsletter, subscribe to us on our website. All right, we are Mild Artistry everywhere we go. The website is mildartistry.com. All right, I love you guys. Have an amazing day. Congratulations. And remember, life is a learning journey of falling down, pulling yourself back up, and continuing to walk. And when you fall down, you can always pull yourself back up. And when you really need someone to come help you get back up on your feet, those that love you the most are always going to be there. Those that know that you can do it on your own are going to step back and they're going to watch. And they're not going to offer help until you ask for it. All right. I love you guys. Have a beautiful day. See ya. I can hit the button. Bye-bye.